Hi, I'm Steven.
I'm Richard.
And I'm Oscar. And we're going to talk about Oddtaxi.
Yes, indeed.
Keep the meter running.
We shall.
You really made that stupid ass joke.
He said he was going to figure out something and it just regurgitated.
Mm-hmm. Honestly. I have to say, I give that show / movie 10 out of 10.
9.5 out of 10 for me. Everything, if we're counting everything, the movie brought it down because it's a fucking recap movie.
I mean,
No. You have a whole ass movie that's dedicated to recap.
Honestly, I was kind of annoyed that I watched each episode and then only to find out there was one that just compiled everything.
Did you watch the entire movie?
No, I skipped to the last part.
Good.
I actually was the use case where that movie was helpful because I had already seen the show like a year ago or something, just under a year ago, and I needed a refresher to do this review. And I watched the whole movie. I'm like, I really should have just watched the whole show again, but the movie was useful. It was fun, and it at least kept the important parts.
Well, I know the movie did cut a couple things. Obviously it needs to keep the runtime or whatever, but...
Oh, like the theme songs.
Yeah.
Every 22 minutes, a theme song and an ending theme song.
Yeah. Well, also, I think they cut out his interactions, I think, with the boss, with the mob boss.
The tapir?
Yeah. With the elephant.
In the episodes,
Yes,
he
they
never
did.
really
They
interacted.
He had a couple of them in the sauna.
Yeah, in the sauna.
At like the end.
Yeah, at the very end, they definitely cut all that out.
Wait, they
because
even
I
cut the
remember
ending?
having
Well,
long
they cut those.
conversation.
They cut those with when they were spoilers. Even though this is a review, when they were finally in human form, they met up in the bath, and he gave him the money.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure they cut that in the movie.
Did they really?
Yep, they definitely cut that out.
Oh, I'm glad I watched it in the episodes. Though.
Yeah, it's definitely much better. We don't support recap movies. It's just generally a bad practice.
Unless you're trying to catch up on One Piece, watch the episodes of. If you want to catch
and
up.
even then, they skip out a lot.
They
if
do.
you really want to get the cliff notes, you can do it. But we always recommend watching the show. And if you need a refresher, you can use the recap movies.
If we can start, what language did you guys watch it in?
I watched it in sub solely because that way it would force me to focus and pay attention to what was going on. Even though that shit kind of fucked me up.
I started in dubbed. I watched the original series in dubbed. And I think the dub was really good.
I agree. I watched it in dubbed, and I thought it was really good. It was, especially in this day and age, it was a pretty good dub.
Let me ask you guys this, since you guys watched it in dub, and I didn't. Do you think watching it in dub made it easier to follow all the plot lines and not get lost?
Yeah.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, because I watched the movie, and the movie was all in sub, and there was like social media text that was just all across the screen, and there was just so many lines of dialogue that I had to pause sometimes to remember what they were saying online and whatnot.
Yeah, no, because I watched this all in sub in one sitting, all 13 episodes in the last 15
Same.
minutes of the movie.
Same.
Let's go.
And it didn't feel like I was ever outright reading paragraphs on the screen, but it's like they would fly through like exposition and shit, and it's just like...
The scenes were fast.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'd be on to the next thing, and I gotta keep reading, and it's just like, I'm reading, but none of it's like...
It's like watching a light novel.
Yeah, none of it's like... Not none of it, but like... It took longer to process, and it's just like, wait a minute, did we talk about this in the previous episode? Fuck. Yes? No? Do I gotta go back?
Yeah, it really does test your reading comprehension. But, it's a good exercise.
Yeah, I guess. But it's just like, god damn. And it's just like... Why?
I will say,
slow it down a little bit.
watching
No,
it in
no.
dubbed, it didn't even come off as an anime to me. It felt more like just a
Straight up drama.
like a cartoon drama. Like the animation was really good.
Oh no, it had really good animation.
It was pretty
all
good
crisp.
animation, but it didn't even feel like an anime to me. So, I don't know if that was a part of why I enjoyed it in dubbed. But overall, I think the dubbed was really good. I recommend it. It's
Very
an actually
good.
decent dub, and I usually prefer sub.
If you thoroughly enjoy mysteries, you're gonna fucking love Oddtaxi.
So
we haven't even explained what Oddtaxi is.
hold up, let me ask you one question real quick, because I think this is what I told you whatever a year ago, and I told you about this. Did my brother's sales pitch, is it accurate? Is it noir anime? Is that what you consider it?
I say it's a noir.
Yeah, it's,
for sure.
it's
Noir,
definitely
for sure.
noir.
All right, because that's how my brother pitched it to me forever ago when he told me to watch it. And I'm like, I'll get around to it. And if you guys know me, I'm lazy as shit when it comes to watching stuff. So I was like, yeah, it's on the back burner,
We're still waiting for slime.
That ain't gonna fucking happen. So yeah, noir anime. If you're into noir and anime, give Oddtaxi a watch.
There's a lot of cliffhangers and a lot of like
Questions.
yeah. Well, not only that, but it's like there's a lot of you never know what's gonna happen.
Definitely. But what is Oddtaxi to you guys? What is the show? Because it's like about...
It's a lot of mental illnesses.
Yep.
It's like following a taxi driver around and just witnessing this city evolve or de-evolve into chaos.
You see the world building.
Yeah.
Oh, giga world building, like
Yeah.
S-class world building.
Yeah, the whole city is like its own character. Like every one of even through some of these characters barely know each other, they
all have a
become
mutual.
interconnected.
They all
Everybody's
have a
connected in
mutual.
some
They
way.
have a mutual link somewhere.
And you might look at the art style and be like, well, all the people in the show are animals, and that might turn some people off. But believe me, the show is 100% worth it, and it's very well animated.
The whole animal gimmick gets paid off at the end.
There's a lot of foreshadowing in like every episode.
Mm-hmm.
So much foreshadowing in like everything, and then like everything gets revealed at the end.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I assumed this was a manga before it got animated, just because most things are. Whoever wrote this is a very smart person. Very intelligent. I've seen this
Very
a
good
lot.
with timelines.
I've seen this happen a lot, where someone who not as smart tries to do something that's out of their like scope, and it falls flat because they can't manage all these plot points.
Oh yeah.
Because what there was, I'd say at least 4 or 5 plot points, like running plot points. They all came together.
Everybody was connected in some sort of way.
Yeah. Granted, I think we probably could have cut one of them, but
Are we talking about the viral kid?
not because his kind of paid off a little bit. I didn't like the comedians.
Oh, the comedians, I felt like they were nowhere connected to.
They were there, but I felt like it was just kind of like
Pointless.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how they were interconnected, but
They were not connected to the taxi driver.
So no, they were not. But one of the comedians, Bana, I think
Bono.
the horse.
Yeah.
yeah, the
He-
top
Or was he a giraffe?
No,
he's a horse.
He was the horse. He was dating one of the idol chicks in
Yeah.
the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what payoff was there to
Nothing really.
There-
But that was like their tangential connection to the plot. But we wasted like screen time on them that I feel like we didn't really need to.
And they were just arguing half the time.
that? Yeah, I agree. I don't think, I guess they were not supposed to be funny. That was the whole thing.
That was like the whole gimmick that they weren't funny.
But there was like wasted episodes that I felt like if you took them out, I don't think it would have changed much.
Nah.
What I did like is they had like the radio, and I guess that's what kept them interconnected because they talked about some of the.
Sure.
Yep.
But if they were just voices on the radio, that would have been perfectly acceptable.
I think that would have worked.
But that's probably I think that's the most negative thing I could say.
Yeah, that's like the most like. If we're talking about outright negative that like is like goes against it, it's probably that. But there are things I hated worse in the show, but that's
Yes.
not it. I'm supposed to dislike it by design.
Yeah, exactly. They were just not interesting. Wow, the things you hated were supposed to be
like, yes.
really bad. Like we'll talk about this now. The monkey.
Fuck the monkey ass simp. Giga simp.
My man literally took out a loan,
Multiple loans.
bought a ring.
And then threw that bitch in the river. Bro, I was mad heated. Bro.
man.
I was watching this scene as he's standing on the bridge, sunset going on. I know exactly where this is going on. I'm like, bro, my brother in Christ, you've. So this son bitch fucking threw the ring off when he was in debt, had multiple loans out, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna throw this fucking ring off this damn bridge into the river. This running river, this tiny ass fucking ring, weighs fucking like 0.00 ounces, gigalight. and he's like, I'm gonna throw this bitch into this running river. Because he's such a fucking bitch ass simp, and it's just I hate this man. I hate this fucking monkey. In the deepest part of my fucking soul, I don't think I've hated an anime character in a hot minute like I hated this man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. This is how I was irritated and cringed every time he was on screen.
You hate him like I hate Takamichi.
Yeah, dead ass. We're probably very close. Because it's just like, my brother in Christ. Why?
Spannum is pretty hateable.
Why?
I hate Spannum.
Yes. But, like, I like that Oda. He was like, I'm so pathetic. And Oda was like, yeah, you are.
You've been pathetic.
Like,
He's like, you've been pathetic since we were in school.
you've always been pathetic. Nothing's changed, brother.
It's like, you peaked in school.
I figured out why the comedians were slightly relevant is because, like, in the final scene, they were all dropping their regrets into the ocean.
Is that what that allegory was supposed to be with the splashing?
Yeah, because it's like everyone was dropping their regrets in, like, the idols. The one that had no connection to anything was the girl dropping the fried chicken into the oil.
Well, her connection was how she got into the group.
Yeah, but they were all dropping their regrets. And that's kind of what I'm getting at here, is that her regrets had nothing to do with anything.
Her regrets had nothing to do with the plot, I
Yes.
guess.
I think it was
outright.
more her mom's regrets.
Yeah. But I guess so. But I felt like that was slightly of a hint because she had way less relevance to anyone. Spoilers, that she was the murderer.
Yes, because at the end of the day, this is a murder mystery.
Yes, it took a while to get there.
Because this opens up with him in the taxi, and pretty much there's this news report going on the radio. Like, there's this missing high school girl, 18 years old from so-and-so wherever, and, you know, they move on with the plot at that point. But that's introduced as the main plot point. We're like, hey, where is this girl?
Yes, indeed. But we don't learn about that till almost the very end. We follow the taxi driver as, like, all these various crimes and influencers and this strange web of connections happens. And it's not until the very end where we find out where all the strings connect. And it's always been about the murder. It's just been such a loose thread that's been needling its way through the plot. But yeah, let's talk about some of our characters we liked, and not the ones we fucking hated.
Yeah, fuck him. I can't remember what his fucking name is. He's just a monkey to me. I'm not bothered to remember his damn name. Fuck him.
I did really like the llama girl.
Alpaca.
Yes, sorry.
Alpaca.
So I said that twice now. The alpaca
The
girl
baddie.
was just, like, even though, like, she was interesting because she also betrayed him, but then came back. But every time she did her karate or whatever,
her Brazilian
I
gimmick.
could not
No, that shit was funny as hell.
fucking laughing every time, and it was so fucking funny every time because she just explains it in such a great way. Her conversations with Oda are always great.
Yeah.
Oda is just a great conversationist.
But no, I really liked her too. It's a real shame I can't remember names because, you know, she deserves to have her name remembered. You know,
Yeah.
Alpaca
It's
chick.
like Shiro something.
Shirakawa, something like that, maybe.
They had very,
I think
very
it is
Japanese
Shirakawa.
names.
Yeah, honestly, I struggle real bad with long
Well,
Japanese
it doesn't
names.
help that we just watched it
Yeah.
all in one go. So
True.
But I also liked Gorika. I remember that one because he's like the gorilla, so that one works. I really liked him. He was really committed to, like, his thing. He's like, no, I'm gonna figure this shit out.
Yeah. He's like the dedicated small-time doctor.
Yeah, local practitioner.
That like he was super dedicated. He
He's
was
like, no, I'm gonna
great
figure
dude.
this shit out.
I actually like the waiter. He was actually the most genuine character in the show.
Oh, are we talking about the fanboy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was like probably the most genuine character.
Yeah, he's like, but I'm down with this group, and he's like, I'm down with you because like you helped me win the lotto.
Yep. Like he was a genuine guy.
He was a G, bro. But he went along with this whole plot. He's like, yeah, the Yakuza are gonna kidnap you, my brother in Christ, and you just got to play it chill. He's like,
Yeah, it's one of the first takes where like the fanboy is actually a really good guy, not like some creepy weirdo.
Yeah, Giga, like he was like simpy, but like he wasn't like bad simpy. I
he
guess
supported them, and like that was it. He just really loved Mystery Kiss. You know, it's just wholesome. And then he got sucked into the whole plot. Because as if you win the lottery in an anime, something's gonna go wrong.
Well, 1 billion yen.
Yeah.
You know how much 1 billion yen is? I don't know what that conversion rate is, but it's probably a lot.
At least $1 million.
It's gotta
be
be
more than $1 million.
Well, I don't know. Someone want to get their.
I don't think it matters. It's more money I'll see in my
earlier,
lifetime.
Dead ass.
It's more money I'll ever see in my lifetime.
Who else did you guys really like?
I actually like Dobu.
I actually was gonna say that too. I actually like Dobu. He was a honorable. He was honorable.
No, so Alpaca Chick even said it. It's like, nah, he's like kind of bad, but like he works on his own sense of like justice and morality, and he's like, his whole gimmick was like, fuck Yano.
Yeah,
Mr. Freestyle.
Just fuck Yano.
But how was I want to ask you how that shit was in dub?
Dude.
And then
my man actually rapped in English.
Yeah,
it was actually pretty good.
It was good in Japanese. It was good in sub. I liked it. But his whole thing was like, nah, bro, like fuck Yano, and I just want to keep making money for the boss. Like I am dedicated to this man.
Yeah.
So it's like, nah, Dobu was cool. The Monobo.
He's the
chimp or whatever the fuck he was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was like a baboon or something.
He was
at
something.
least the judge was a baboon, I think.
Yeah, he was clearly a baboon.
Yeah,
he was some sort of primate.
I like that he started trusting Otokawa.
Yeah, no, they were down.
They became down, and I felt kind of bad for him after he got shot.
Otokawa's like, yeah, you got it. Someone already called an ambulance.
You sitting up here telling me?
I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
I really didn't like that cat. The guy that worked in the office, the one that was following around with the gun.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought he was like a mouse or something.
No, it was definitely a cat.
Is he a cat?
So yeah, let's talk about him.
Hold up, let's.
You know what? Should we just go through each of the side characters?
I mean, that's kind of what we're doing.
So
that's kind of what we ended up doing.
Yeah.
But all right. So that whole episode, his first episode, his intro episode after.
I did not feel bad for him at all.
No, but bro, that shit made me fucking cringe.
It did.
Oh yeah,
when he spent $100,000
on a fucking eraser.
Hey man, if they like erasers, bro.
Let me ask you guys something. Was there ever a time as a child you ever considered taking your parents' credit card to buy something? Did the thought ever even cross your mind?
Not really.
No, not really.
I wasn't.
Right.
We didn't really have the technology back then either.
Yeah,
that wasn't.
All right.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even start online shopping till like 2014.
All right. Let me rephrase the question. Take money from their wallet.
Yes. I was a terrible kid. I won't lie.
I'd take stuff they buy, but
I was a piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
Still am.
I wouldn't steal money from them.
I was a terrible child.
It'd be like that.
I had bad influences.
Nah, so because I didn't feel bad for him like when he was like took the credit card or like money, because it's like every child has this thought at some point.
I mean, if it's right there.
And as a stupid child, because all children are stupid because their brains aren't developed, it makes sense. They don't think repercussions all the way through, or they don't think of like consequences, even though they should. They should be aware that there's consequences.
Somewhat,
especially when you spend 100,000 yen. Which is 700 like USD.
What was crazy is how it started at $3,000.
Oh yeah.
And I'm here
which
thinking,
was I looked it up. Like I think it was like $20 or something. I was like, oh, that's like if you spend $20 on your dad's credit card, he'll be a little mad. But it's just like,
But I'm here
mow the yard or some shit.
But the whole time I'm here like, dang, it's going up to 35. Dang, I can't believe he's going up that much. 4,000. Dang, I'm like, wow, man, that's crazy. And then out of nowhere, my man just went 0 to 100.
He's like, you are not gonna beat me anymore. I want this.
And he was like, yeah, he's gonna bid, haha. And turns out, I don't know if this was in the show because I don't remember, but in the movie it was revealed that the other bidder was the other kid from his school.
Nope, you didn't show me that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
And he was like, I kind of wanted it, but after that, nah, I'm not fucking. That's too much for an eraser.
Too
man.
much for an eraser.
Like, it's just an eraser. But it's a real life thing. Like, there's these things that like people bid on, like
just like online auctions. Like they're a thing.
like cards, like some of them can get really high bids.
Have you guys ever been in an online auction?
Yes.
I've done eBay a couple times.
You guys
but I
win?
don't-
It counts.
A couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. For a Digimon card on eBay.
Care to elaborate?
Yeah.
How much did you spend?
Like $35.
Okay.
See, reasonable.
Yeah, see, reasonable. It's so cringe to
See,
watch someone lose a ton of money.
I've been in a couple for some old comic books, for some Daredevil books, and I have tapped out at about 50, where I'm like, nope, I'm out of here.
I know where to stop.
Like there's the threshold. Where it's like, this isn't worth it.
Yeah, there's parts of me that I'm like, I can't justify throwing this much on a single piece of cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm always looking at things at the end of the day.
Yeah, but that's kind of the beauty of the show, because it's kind of relatable that he lost a bunch of money when he was stupid and young and didn't know better.
He's still stupid.
He spent 3 million yen in gacha games.
Look,
Yeah, he never got better though. That's the thing.
How much have you spent in gacha, Steven?
I'm not telling you.
And Steven, have you ever?
Okay, as a resident gacha expert, how many times have you played a game where you pull a card or like a character or whatever, and then it doesn't save to your catalog?
Okay, never.
Steven, you ever lost?
That's the one thing that I was like weirded out about, is like, if this game that he's playing is like multiplayer, like connected, there's no reason he should have lost that.
You ever lost a save file
Yes.
that was so bad you went out and got a gun and shot people?
No.
Okay, just checking.
But the thing is, like, for mobile games, it's all real time.
Yeah.
Like, even if his phone did go, all you have to do is just log back into your account. It's already on your account.
It should have said there shouldn't have been a reason for him to lose the bird.
It should have never, like, went back. They should have never rolled back. That's the thing.
Yeah, probably.
So,
but
that was
I
the
think
one-
it was like a confirm thing. You confirm
No,
that you
because you
got.
hatched it. It went through a random generator.
Yeah, and I think it was funny. I think they said that it wasn't even that rare.
No.
It was the
That
rarest.
was the super rare. Like that
was
like
the rarest
That's
thing
what
you get.
he'd been spending years and millions of yen trying to pull this. What was it? The dodo bird.
Okay. I remember. I think it was a specific type of dodo bird, and there
It was
were.
just a dodo.
Because there's only one type of dodo.
Okay, I might be.
It was.
There was one type
that
of dodo.
character is the personification of me, and I was so upset.
Steven's like, why am I being personally attacked?
I literally
watching
watched
anime
that and immediately thought, this fucking guy is literally me. And oh man,
Yeah, that's one of the things that didn't track for. Because even though I don't play gachas, I'm like, he should have had it saved. Like,
yeah,
that was the
one.
The moment it hits the server, it's just like, no, it's just in your catalog, right?
Because if it re-rolls, everybody's account re-rolls, and I'm pretty sure the whole game's not re-rolling everybody's account because this guy's phone dropped in the water.
Yeah, I get it. I just relate to like losing a save file.
No,
and
the anger I
losing
get, but it's
all
like the
that
way it
progress.
happened is like
Yeah.
it doesn't track for me.
Honestly,
But
It would have made more sense if, like, he lost the account or something.
it would have been. I think it would have made more sense if, like, he accidentally, like, released it.
Or yeah, like didn't hit the
he was like looking through the menu and then accidentally released it because of the car.
yeah,
Okay,
that would have
That would have been fine. But like for it to like just not exist on his account didn't really make sense to me as a gacha expert, as a guy who probably spent. Yeah. So,
let's not talk about that.
but
but
moving
just
on to
everything in general about him, collecting, like the erasers thing. That's me in cards. The gacha thing, it's
The
just
gachas.
yeah, they feel like real people.
Everything
that's
very well written.
That's one of the best things about this is that
a lot of the characters were relatable.
they're all real people. They don't seem like characters on a screen. Like they seem like actual people. Like you could know.
And the issues
Just like,
that they had.
I know Steven. Like I know this guy. I literally know him.
And the issues that
like
they had.
I know this Giga Simp monkey friend. It's like I know people like that.
Yo.
Who's that?
It's not you. You're not lying on your Tinder account about how much money you make. So you know.
Hey.
You ain't taking loans out with loan sharks to pay for dates that you shouldn't be on.
Is it Justin?
We also have the social media tycoon guy, the guy who got his one big break, getting Dobu in that picture, and just went off the fucking deep end with that shit. And I kind of liked it because it kind of showed he went down that rabbit hole. Because he got one good niche that he was able to fulfill and got views, and thus it took over his entire presence.
He's like, this is what I am now. I gotta be this.
That's what happened. That's the power of social media and being viral, is that it just makes you want more. That's generally how like those prank channels are. Is like once you get one good one, you just keep faking it until the end.
You gotta keep making.
Yeah, even if you don't really care that much, like, because that one thing is what you're known for now, that's what you got to keep doing.
Yeah, that's your gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it's really, really crazy to see in an anime, just to see how deep that is.
And it's how far he made it with it.
Oh yeah, he goes so
dude, he
crazy.
had like a fucking like sky view like condo and was like clapping cheeks and shit. It's just like, bro, you blew the fuck up.
Was that a condo? I thought it was just a hotel.
Nah, man, because he's like, I think because he was telling Dobu, he's like, nah, you can have it.
Oh, that's right. He recently bought. I know he recently bought a car.
Yeah, and I know he bought like the condo and the car. He's like, you can have both of them.
It's crazy.
He's like, just let me go. You can have both.
He got too close to the sun.
Yeah, Icarus flew too close to the sun, and then got his shit beat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. As an
Had it coming.
interesting character. But what's the next character?
Well, I think we're starting to get a little long here, so let me just ask you guys this: what was your favorite episode?
Oh, obviously the final episode. Definitely, it tied everything together in such a neat package, and it really answered the mystery. And when, spoilers, he wakes up from his like car accident, and they're just humans. And the whole flashback with him and his parents, just like how his mom and dad had or his mom killed his dad and suicided with him.
You tried to kill all of them.
Yeah, tried to kill all of them.
Which, that threw me for a loop a little bit. Not the whole like suicide thing, but the fact that the mom did it. Because I'm not sure how familiar you are, but the whole family annihilator thing, which is a thing in crime and family murders, it is more than likely usually the father. It's like a paternal thing where it's a pride thing. It's like no, they can't survive without me, so I'm gonna take myself out as well. We'll put them out of their misery, this, that, whatever. John List, I want to say his name, is a famous one. Look it up if you don't know it. But still, just the fact that it was the mom kind of threw me for a loop. But
well, it's because the mom
was the most unhappy in the situation,
and the dad was literally cheating on her.
Yeah, either drunk or off cheating.
Yeah, so and I think he also beat. Did he beat any of them? He probably did.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
More than likely. If you're doing those two other things, you're more than likely doing the third.
Yeah. So, but I like that for the show. We basically watched it from his perspective, from Orikawa's perspective.
Yeah.
That's why everybody was animals at first.
Yeah, he was the narrator.
Yeah.
Unreliable.
And a lot of like foreshadowing, like how like when they mentioned, oh, you have a good eye for like noticing things, it's because every character was an animal to him.
And like super distinct.
Yeah, but in terms of like looking as people, sometimes you can't tell.
Yeah.
So it was just interesting how, he was able to know what each of these characters will like instantly. But to normal people, we would not.
Yeah, it's just like, that's just like a dude.
Yeah.
So I can't tell. He's all shattered out. I don't know who that is.
I really like that.
And that was like foreshadowed from like episode 1.
Yeah.
And it's wild. It's such a good plot twist. It, like, even seeing it for the second time, I'm like, wow,
It's really good. Shit, this is just a really good, like, 10 out of 10 show.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. Watch Oddtaxi. Any final thoughts? I think that's good wrapping up.
I think we covered it all.
Don't play gotchas.
Don't play gotchas. Don't pick up random guns you find buried in the park when you go bury your bird.
And if you win a lottery, don't show it on social media.
Yeah, don't share that. The news you'll probably get a news story at some point, but don't put it on fucking Twitter. Look out for the mob. Don't be a giga simp and takes out fucking loans with fucking loan sharks to take an idol out on dates that you can't afford and shit. And it's just like
A lot of lessons to be learned.
Don't be like him. Fuck him. I hate this man deeply.
We know.
Fuck. You know, is this it? We're done.
I think this is the end.
I've been Oscar.
I've been Licher.
I'm Steven.
And we've been the Stowaways. Please like, share, comment, subscribe.
Do it.
Just do it.
You sitting up here and telling me?